Alright, today I'm going to walk you through how I get this super bouncy curly blowout. First, I'm going to show you everything that you're going to need, and then I'll walk you through step by step. First, you're going to need a lot of these. They're just little duck clips. They're not anything crazy. This is just what we're going to use to pin curl. I think they're about $5 on Amazon. In the shower, I wash my hair with a lightweight hydrating shampoo and conditioner. You don't want anything super heavy that's going to weigh the hair down. This is definitely not the day that I would like try to do a super hydrating thick hair mask. I would keep it pretty light. If you use anything too heavy, it's just going to weigh down the hair and you're not going to get the result that you're looking for. Then I have the Bumble and Bumble Heat Shield Blow Dry Accelerator and the Bumble and Bumble Styling Oil. And then I feel like this is a given for a hairstyle like this. We have a Sexy Hair Hairspray and the Sexy Hair Big Powder Play. This just adds a little bit of texture, and then this is gonna help lock in those curls. All right, let's get into it. All right, I just got out of the shower. I washed my hair with this Roz shampoo and conditioner. I use this typically at my gym, but I just got this travel set and I actually really like it. I feel like it's hydrating, but it's still lightweight enough to do a blowout. Hopefully the audio isn't like super echoey in here, but we'll see how it goes. I need something to hold this door. I'm gonna take my hair out and then we're just gonna prep with some product. I'm gonna use this Bumble and Bumble blowout spray, or Bumble and Bumble Heat Shield Blow Dry Accelerator. This smells so good. I'm also gonna use the Bumble and Bumble styling oil, just like 2 pumps of that, nothing crazy. For a blowout, I feel like you never want to weigh your hair down too much, so any kind of like lightweight oil and spray is going to be ideal. Brushing all of that out. Okay, today I'm going to be using the Shark Flex Style. If you have a Dyson, a T3, anything along those lines should give you pretty similar results. I like the Shark because I feel like it's a little bit warmer and I feel like I get more of like a curly blowout. But if you've seen my past videos, you know I love the Dyson. So this is just how I've been doing it currently, and I've been leaning more towards the Shark. Right now, I'm just gonna give it a rough blow dry and get it about 80% dry. Rough dry, I tend to focus on the roots because the curling attachment is really not going to get those, and the ends dry just generally a little bit faster for me. So that's kind of where we're focusing. If you want to focus on adding more volume at the root, definitely try blow drying upside down. But since we're doing a full blowout, like, volume is obviously going to be the focus, so I'm not too worried about it because we're going to get to the crown pieces and we're going to do the blowout away from the face so that the roots are pulling back and up. So there's going to be plenty of volume regardless, so I feel like I don't focus as much there when I'm blow drying. To make sure I'm getting the roots as dry as I can, I'm going through and sectioning my hair, similar to how I'm going to section it when I actually give myself a blowout, but I just want to go through and make sure the roots are fully dry. All right, our hair is about 80% dry, like majority dry. 80, even 90% I think is fine. I'm gonna brush through this, and then you can choose to either start at the top or the bottom. It just depends on your preference. I typically start at the bottom of my hair and then work my way up. I tend to work in pretty small sections when I'm doing a blowout, just because I feel like it's easier to keep everything separated and not get like chunks of hair mixed into different sections. And then to pin the curls, we're going to use just these little silver Amazon clips. They're not super expensive. Once I turn it off, first I do the wrap, pull it up, let it get tight and secure like this, hit it with the warm shot for like 10 seconds and then a cool shot for about 10 seconds. Honestly, it's just vibes with the Shark. The Dyson will like auto time it for you if you have the Dyson ID. but I feel like Just Vibes is typically fine. Like, that's how we use most hairstyling tools, but if you're really struggling, the Dyson will, you know, do it for you. And then I kind of try to just lightly slide it off, roll that all the way under, and then we're just gonna pin it. There we go, just like that. And that is what we're gonna do with our entire head. One pet peeve of mine that I do have with the shark is that you have to switch the barrels. So you could do your whole head on one side first if you wanted, but I just find that that's unrealistic as far as like getting both sides to have an equal level of staying power. Like one side would have been in the pins a lot less time versus this is each layer will be in pins for about the same amount of time. Take your pin and use this to slide the hair off. I do find this can be sometimes easier, sometimes harder. Just depends on how well the hair really wrapped around. All in all, it's usually not bad. Sometimes I find that the hair is like a little bit too tightly wrapped to be able to just pull it off with the pin, in which case I tend to stick to my fingers for those ones. Probably about 2 left on this side, 2 left on this side, and then we'll do 3 straight back. Top section. I thought that was filming, but apparently it wasn't. RIP. This is our top section, just everything at the root, and we're blow drying, well, whatever you want to call it. We're curling away from the root up here and away from the face. So for this top section, we're curling away from the face to give us maximum lift at the root. So you can see here, like that's fully up and back versus these are under or over and under. All right, so as you can tell, we don't have too much left. What I'm gonna do here is one more section back, and then we're gonna get the curtain bangs in a small section going forward. That last section is really not a ton of hair, as you can perhaps tell. This is all gonna go into a Velcro roller, and this is gonna go backwards. little section of curtain bangs. We're gonna curl towards the face. And then this one, we're gonna take a small Velcro roller, roll that piece up, and secure it with a clip. Okay, now that our whole head looks like this, we're gonna take hairspray. I'm gonna use the Sexy Hair hairspray. All right, and now the key is that you have to let them sit in the pin curls for as long as you can manage. Typically, I actually don't leave them sitting a crazy amount of time. It's up to you. Just depends on how much time you have left to get ready. What I'm gonna do is do my makeup, and typically by the time I'm done with that, my hair will be ready to get taken out. All right, so my pin curls have been sitting for about 45 minutes, and now we're gonna take them out. Gonna add a little bit of volumizing powder. And then a little bit of the Bumble and Bumble styling oil.